Alright, so in this video, I'm going to help you with our learning objective 9.24 and 9.25. Alright, they're challenge problems that focus on expanding logarithms. So the first thing to remember is this has to do with our rules for logarithms. Alright, if you add two logs, you multiply. Actually, we're expanding. So if we see multiplication, we're going to switch it to addition. If we see division, we're going to switch it to subtraction. And if we're expanding, if we see an exponent on the inside, we're going to bring that exponent to the front. All right, so those are the rules we're going to be using to help expand our logarithms. All right, for these challenge problems, there's only really two things that are going to be more challenging. There's going to be more terms written in a different way, or you're going to do a little bit more simplifying at the end. All right, so you might see a problem like this. Again, Delta Math doesn't put these parentheses, but there's always that kind of parentheses there. All right, the first thing I see is there's this big division bar separating this whole problem in half. So if I see a big division bar, I'm going to put the top in the first log, and I'm going to subtract the second log. Right. And luckily in this case, the second log's already done because it's just log of y. When you get a single letter in the log, it can't be any simpler. Right. But we're going to keep going as much as possible. All right, the next thing I see is in this other log, I have the cube root of z times x squared. So that log I can break into two parts and put an addition sign between them, making sure I don't forget the part that's already there, the log of y. And the last rule is exponents, getting those exponents out. So this one is the obvious one. I can bring that 2 out in front. The first one's not obvious because it says the cube root of z. Right, but if you remember from our review of exponentials, the cube root of something is the same as the 1/3 power. So I can rewrite this as the 1/3 power comes out to the front, and then I just get a z. Right, so this is just the slightly more complicated, challenging problems. There's 3 terms, and you have to remember some previous stuff about exponentials to get you through it. Here's one for you to try on your own. I'm going to go through the whole thing, but if you want to try this one on your own real quick, I'd go ahead and do that as well. But the first thing I see again is this big division bar. I was breaking up the entire problem, so that tells me I'm going to separate it into the first part minus the bottom part. To do all the exponent stuff at the end, let's just break stuff up first. So I'm going to keep this for now. And you could put the 2 out now if you wanted to. The second part, there's a multiplication symbol there. All right, so I can separate it out into addition. Oops. All right, and right here is the most common mistake people make in these more complicated ones, is writing what I just wrote. And why is this wrong? This is wrong because this minus sign here is applied to this whole log. So when I separate out this log into 2 pieces, that minus sign should still go to all of those. So instead of putting a plus sign here, I get a plus sign initially because there's addition there. But this minus sign applies, and this should actually be a minus sign. I'll kind of explain a tip to help you remember this at the end of this example. But now that I have everything separated out, I can bring the exponents out. So the 2 is going to come in the front there. The 5 is going to come out in the front here. All right, then what is the number that's going to come out in front of this log to just get a single y in here? Well, we know there's going to be a 5 because there's a 5 exponent. And there's also a cube root. So we have a 5, and the cube root is the 1/3. So combining those gives me 5/3 there. All right, so this is going to be my final answer. And again, the most common mistake, things that people will enter that's wrong, is this minus sign here because of how it's separated into a plus sign first, then you had to make it a minus sign. So a little hint is, if you look at my original log, anything that started on the top of the fraction is going to be positive in the final answer. Anything that started in the bottom of the fraction is going to be negative in the final answer. All right, so that's a little check to make sure that if something's in the bottom of a fraction of a log, it should be negative in the final answer. So it's just one quick check you can do to make sure you're not putting in a positive or negative wrong when you're doing these problems. So here's the last thing that they might do to make things a little bit more complicated. And they just give you some answers for what these logs are. And you're just going to have to put these numbers in to get a final answer. All right, but the starting step's still going to be the same. All right, I see a big division bar. So I write this as log of a squared b to the 7th minus log of c to the 6th. In this first one, there's multiplication, so I split that up. And now I can bring all the exponents out. And again, using that little trick I just taught you, the numbers that started in the top, or the letters, should end up positive. The one letter that started in the bottom should end up with that negative sign. All right, so up until then, that's exactly the same stuff we would have been doing in the previous examples. But now we know what these things are. They say log base A is -6, so I can replace this with a -6. Log of B, they say is 3, so I can replace that with a 3. And log of C is -11, so I can replace that with a -11. So just plugging in these values that they tell me to plug in. And now I just do all the multiplication stuff. So this is -12 plus 21 plus 66. Let's see, that's -12 plus 67, 87, which is 85, 75. And again, I did it all in my head, so there might be a small mistake in that multiplication and adding stuff. All right, but from there, just combine all the numbers using order of operations, multiplication first, and then the addition and subtraction. All right, so for both these learning objectives, you're going to complete a section on delta math. All right, for 9.24, you're going to complete 8 problems, because again, there's a lot of different things that can happen, so I just want to make sure you see at least one problem similar to everything, so complete 8 problems for that. For 9.25, just 5 problems, because if you did 9.24, you already did a bunch of practice, and just practicing that last step as well.